Welcome back to Greenville, North Carolina. Everybody got their dancing shoes on tonight. The Athletes Unlimited Pro Games at the Little League Softball World Series. Game 2, it's Team Faremo taking on Team Alexander. Talk about some superstars leading their teams. Megan Faremo and Odyssey Alexander both know a little something about what it takes. Look at all these little leaguers enjoying their time as well, watching players like Hannah Flippin and company get the job done tonight. Had a tremendous first game, 4-3. Team Davidson over Team Romero. Here's who's here, 60 of them, all of them. This entire Athletes Unlimited roster. Sis Bates and Aaliyah Andrews came last year and were an absolute hit, so the entire roster coming this year has been even more special. 14 of them are former Little Leaguers. We have an all-female umpiring crew, an all-female grounds crew. A really special evening. She's Amanda Scarborough. I'm Chucky Kempf. We talked to Kat Osterman. We've heard from the Little League staff. Everyone is living up this moment this weekend.
This is a place to be if you are a softball fan, player, or maybe you're just watching on TV and you can join us through your screen. But this is just such an amazing experience for these Little League softball players. And I know that they're going to remember watching at these Athletes Unlimited players play on this field, interact with them yesterday whenever the Athletes Unlimited players were at the Little League players games. Truly a dream come true for the 12 teams that are competing in the Little League Softball World Series.
Yeah, how special was that? The Athletes Unlimited players rooting on these Little League teams. A lot of them from countries represented in this Little League Softball World Series. Well, Team Faremo sends this lineup to the plate, led off by Victoria Hayward, who got to talk to Team Canada yesterday. They were, of course, in awe of her, the bronze medalist with the Canadian Olympic team at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. Kelsey Stewart-Hunter. How about Haley McClenny in the 3 spot this week? Not used to seeing her out of that leadoff spot. But a lot of players going to have their eyes on McClenny and a number of others in this one. The fans starting to fill the stands back up. I'm sure there are autographs being signed somewhere. And we had some superstars in game 1. Rachel Garcia, saw her with a home run. The Romero sisters, Jesse Warren. Mia Davidson's team, though, using the defense and the long ball to come out on top 4-3 as we get a look at Alyssa Denham, who really the only mark on her record this year came in that first game. Didn't make it out of the second inning, but we have seen the Alyssa Denham we're used to seeing this last week.
Yeah, Alyssa Denham, really tall pitcher. She stands at 6'1". Oftentimes relies on that drop ball, but will mix in a curveball, screw, and a little bit of an off-speed pitch too. Off-speed curveball that she likes to bring in, and off to a good start this season. Just over a 2 ERA.
At 2-1 on the season, a 232 opponent batting average, facing Victoria Hayward in that leadoff spot. We've seen the combination of Hayward and McClenny a lot this summer, whether it was the championship season or the shortened AUX season, but it's usually McClenny leading off and Hayward in the 2-hole. This time Hayward leads off, McClenny in the 3-hole. Not that you can't put Haley McClenny anywhere in the lineup.
Yeah, but it is unique. You're used to seeing her hitting that leadoff spot. And when she was at Alabama, or USA Olympic team.
3-1 pitch. Hayward laying down a bunt, using the dirt this time, and she is safe at first. Danielle Gibson out in right field, backing that up to keep Hayward at first base.
Yeah, that's one thing about playing on dirt versus turf, like what they play on in Rosemont on their home field, is that the ball dies a little bit more. Perfect bunt by Victoria Hayward. Hannah Flippin does everything that she can to get rid of this ball, but that's just all Victoria Hayward. That beautiful bunt.
Denham starts off Kelsey Stewart-Hunter outside. Stewart-Hunter, the 4th pick by Team Faremo this week. McClenny was first, then Georgina Korick, and then Deja Mulipola.
Oh, mama.
Almost had a little swinging bunt out in front of home plate, but it spins foul. Alyssa Denham, a lot of innings in that arm. Probably 135 already, maybe? playing in Japan since February, leads the league in innings pitched. Look at that bunt from Stuart Hunter. Gwen Svekis makes the play behind the plate. Sack bunt for Kelsey Stuart Hunter. That's good for 8 points for her on the leaderboard.
I mean, the triple threats that you have at the top of this lineup for Team Faramo are special. Hayward, Kelsey Stuart Hunter, and then Haley McClenny. It's not easy on the corners and on this infield to figure out how to play them and what they're going to do.
It's actually 10 points for Stuart Hunter as McClenny gets her first look at Denham here. Where do you start with Haley McClenny and what she did at Alabama? I think that probably the best place is the 447 career average, which is a career best at Alabama.
Yeah, and that's not, you know, hitting 447 one season. Got lucky, maybe not even just, okay, 2 seasons you averaged out to 447. That is all 4 years she averaged out to a 447 batting average.
Did it in college, has done it at the pro level, has done it on the international stage at the Olympics. You did a great job, I'll give you credit. One of 7 4-time All-Americans in Alabama softball history. Montana Fouts joined her this year. Off speed from Denham, catches the corner. How much more have we seen off-speed pitches used in the championship season and maybe even the end of AUX versus early in that shortened season?
Yeah, I think it's a big part of why the pitchers have started to excel this season.
McClenny swings through it.
The pitch before that set up the strikeout pitch. The 2-1 pitch that Haley McClenny didn't agree with, that she thought was more off the plate, was why she swung at this pitch right here to protect with 2 strikes, not wanting the umpire to ring her up. And that pitch just actually fell off the table. One before that was more of a curve, that one more of a drop to get the swing and miss of Haley McClenny.
McClenny hitting right at about 150 for the season. Her on-base percentage over 300 thanks to 5 walks in the first 2 weeks. Here's Deja Mulipola, her average also down a little bit at 211. She has not homered yet. Last year's champion hit 432 with 9 home runs and 19 RBIs. Talking about Rachel Garcia in the first game at the plate. Ball just looks a little different when she hits it. Deja Mulipola is another one that when she makes contact, it sounds and looks different.
Yeah, well, and why she won last season was all because of her offense. Of course, team points a big part of that. Her teams were winning, but she led the league in batting average, home runs, and RBI.
The old triple crown for Deja Mulipola. Inside ball 3 from Denham. Alyssa Denham, a captain in week 1 after her 2nd place finish. So this is first versus second from last season going at it. Good location for strike 2.
Yeah, if you can get the strike called right there to a hitter like Deja Mulipola or Haley McClenny, who hit before her, getting that pitch off the plate on the outside corner, do not come on the plate.
3-2 hit hard, opposite field, and gone! Deja Mulipola for the first time this summer. Took to the beginning of week 3, but she is on the board with a home run.
Just got done talking about pitch location. The pitch before Alyssa Denham got about 1.5 balls off the plate. That's where Gwen Svekis is setting up, well off the plate. And that pitch is right down the middle. Mulipola stays inside of it and drives it to right center field. I mean, that was another miss down the heart of the plate. We have seen so many home runs in these 2 games. I believe that's a 7th home run, just about 7.5 innings.
And the only one that was not a solo home run.
Yeah.
And trying to bounce back right now against Tori Vidalis, who another one with unlimited power.
The thing is, Chucky, about the pitch location is I talk about the same things in the Little League games for the past couple of days. And I know that it sounds crazy because they're 12 and 13 years old and they're in the stands watching these professional players play here, but the game stays the same. There are some umpires that give a wider strike zone, and as a pitcher, you have to pitch to that wider strike zone. If they're going to give you off the plate, stay there. Alyssa Denham brought that next pitch more on the plate. Mulipola says thank you, hits it for a home run, and gives her team the lead.
Deja Mulipola, two-time National Catcher of the Year at Arizona. It's 68 home runs in her career as a Wildcat.
That's the pitch again. She has another opportunity to go right back to that corner. A curveball, about a ball and a half off the plate, and make Tori Vidalis show her patience.
Kind of back over the plate, but down in the zone. That ball is airmailed. A rare miss right there from Josie Muffley, the sure-handed shortstop out of Florida State. No one's more confused than her on that. Well, let's go down to Savannah Collins with Deja Mulipola.
Thanks, Chucky. Deja, what these Little Leaguers don't know is that home run was a long time coming. For all of those athletes who are at this age watching and who want to play at this level, tell them what it takes to be able to work through maybe not having your best days, because it's coming at some point.
Holy cow. I know we see the end result with that home run, but you have to give credit to your teammates where credit is due. I think with Vic starting us off and getting on base, Stewie bunting her over, and then me picking Halo up at the end. It's a team sport for a reason. You have to rely heavily on your teammates, and I think it's shown through. With our heavy stacked lineup, you know, me just sticking to the process, knowing that my pitch was going to come and letting my swing off. That was the result. So,
how big is that within a lineup where you do have one great hitter after the other to be able to say, I don't have to carry it all. I know somebody could pick me up.
It takes so much pressure off of you. And here you see Sid McKinney with another hit, just stringing along these hits. It's such a vibe killer for the other team, and it builds our momentum. So it's great for us, and I'm really happy right now to be in this space with us at the top of the inning.
Congrats, Stage. I appreciate it. Chucky, back to you.
She's going to take my job. She's mid-interview. Hey, Sid McKinney, a little single through the right side. Stud out of Wichita State.
Savannah can do it all. No surprise at all. Just add play-by-play to her toolbox.
Deja Mulipola, nice pickup for Team Faremo. Third pick for her. McClenny, Corick, Mulipola already coming up big. Ripped it, Muffley at shortstop. That's more like it. Nice stop on a tough hop right there and flips over for out number 3.
But Deja Mulipola gives Team Faremo the first inning lead. A 2-run shot for Deja Mulipola. The ball is flying out of this ballpark tonight.
2-0, Team Faremo, thanks to a 2-run shot from Deja Mulipola. Picked up 3 hits in that top of the first off Alyssa Denham. So Team Alexander trying to respond. This is the lineup that Odyssey Alexander sends to the plate. Keep an eye on Bubba Nichols. She has been outstanding, especially in Series 2. Had the walk-off hit, 6 RBIs this season, 3 extra base hits, hitting about 350 in the 3-hole. Danielle Gibson, a doubles machine all summer long, and a lot of speed at the top of the order with Aaliyah Andrews.
Megan Faremo coming off of that no-hitter that she had on Sunday, just the second no-hitter thrown in Athletes Unlimited history. Worked both sides of the plate. She had 6 strikeouts, went to that changeup a little bit, but literally she was unhittable. Did not give up a hit. The second no-hitter in Athletes Unlimited history. The only other person to throw one, Kat Osterman.
That is pretty good company.
This is her living on the edges. Look at her 6 strikeout pitches that are not through the zone, living on the outside part of the plate for those strikeouts, mixing things up. 4 different types of strikeout pitches that day in her no-hitter.
Eric Collins asked Kenzie Fowler this past week how many no-hitters had she thrown in her career. She did not know the number. Do you know how many?
Me and Kenzie Fowler are very similar, I feel like, and
Okay.
I don't know my number. Maybe 3 in college. My first game of my collegiate career was a no-hitter.
Okay.
Fun fact.
Very nice. Former Big 12 Freshman of the Year and Player of the Year. And there's out number 1 for Faremo to get Andrews to ground out. Who was it against?
North Texas.
Okay. So you already told me all, I need to get Kat's side of the story, but you already told me you took care of Texas, no problem. I'm kidding just a little bit. She said they had some good battles.
We had great games. Beat her a couple of times. They beat us a couple of times.
Okay.
Always good games.
Just trying to set you up so you could just say you were running the state of Texas.
I don't think you can run the state of Texas when you're playing against Kat Osterman. That's tough to do.
Okay, all right. Fair enough. Into left field, caught by Hayward, dipping off the bat of Harshman, who has been fantastic this season, hitting .444. She thought she might have had a base hit. 2 away. Four pitches for those 2 outs. Now to Bubba Nichols, the left fielder. All defensive team member last year, and the way she's playing this year, probably on a good path back to that. Faremo misses with the first pitch.
Yeah, a couple of Bruins going up against each other. I love when the former teammates pitch and hit against each other. A lot of familiarity. Just thinking about how many pitches that you've seen off of an old teammate from scrimmaging in the fall and maybe even in the spring season. You face each other a lot.
One thing you notice when you talk to players in this league is just the mind for the game that they have. It's not just that they're tremendously gifted athletes, but the way they think about the game is at such a high level. We got the chance to talk to Alicia Ocasio and Jesse Warren before the first game. Long run for Sis Bates. Almost had it. Nichols holds up at first. That'll be a 2-out single.
Yeah, Victoria Hayward out in left field has to respect the power of all these hitters in this lineup, but especially the 3-hole and the way that Bubba Nichols has been swinging the bat lately. So she was playing pretty deep. You see she's just a couple of feet away from the warning track, and Sis Bates, knowing that she's that far back, knows that she can absolutely go all out for it, gave everything that she had, but just out of the reach of her.
First pitch to Danielle Gibson. But back to Ocasio and Warren. You asked Jesse Warren, what are you seeing from Alicia Ocasio right now? Because she's had so much success. And they sat there and pieced together the last at bat. Okay, you did this to me, and then you went out here, and then came back in. And Danielle Gibson got every bit of this to right center, and it's gone! How about that response from the All-American out of Arkansas, the new assistant coach for that program. Still has that sweet lefty swing.
So if the first game was all about solo home runs, is this game all going to be about 2-run home runs? second two-run home run that we've seen. One at the top of the inning, and now Danielle Gibson in the bottom half of the inning. And you're right, Chucky. Her sweet swing, we always talk about it. It is so smooth. The prettiest swings in the league, ties up this game.
That's Gibson's first home run of the season. Already has 3 doubles to lead the league. She led the AUX shortened season with Amanda Lorenz with 6 doubles, so she is an extra base hit machine, but has not left the yard this summer until that moment right there. Speaking of great minds for the game, volunteer assistant coach at Georgia this past season for Tony Baldwin, and then accepted an assistant coaching position with her alma mater and Courtney Deifel on July 14th between seasons. Svekis almost took that one off the knee.
And she's so good at just going to school on a pitcher. Danielle Gibson is looking at sequences and trying to pick grips and just studying a pitcher.
Up the middle, Svekis keeps it rolling here with 2 outs.
Coming off of that no-hitter, and now 3 hits in a row off of Megan Faremo, and all with 2 outs, too. It just is tough because I know that she knows that she made a good pitch to Bubba Nichols that if it was just a little bit closer into Sis Bates, she would have been able to make a play, but unfortunately went down as a hit and started the 2-out rally.
Savannah has tracked down another home run hitter. Danielle Gibson is with her.
That's right, Chucky. We're just bouncing back and forth today. What an answer for their 2-run home run. Gibby, what were you looking for at the plate today?
I was looking to get something up in the zone, but stay above it, and really get the top inside of the ball.
There was a huge celebration. Tell me about the team names. We talk about that a lot. The way that it just fosters camaraderie, it creates buy-in on these teams. Kind of a little bit of what we see at Little League at those games too.
Totally. I think that this group is really special. We have spent a lot of time together since coming to Greenville. And it's not necessarily like organically what we would spend in Rosemont. And so we feel all really lucky to just be able to share these moments together. I think there's a lot of gratitude in this team, and you feel that with just running into home. And I'm just really excited to be part of this group.
Absolutely. Thank you, Gibby. Appreciate it. Chucky, back to you.
Thanks, Savannah. Danielle Gibson, just a huge response to Muli Pola's 2-run shot. I don't think what we expected with this pitching matchup early on.
No. A couple of teams answering with 2 2-run home runs, and both of them have come with 2 outs, too.
Up in the zone from Faremo, working on Hannah Flippen, who is having some struggles at the plate during this Athletes Unlimited season. She was the Group A Most Outstanding Player for Team USA at the WBSC World Cup qualifier in Dublin. They went 4-0, and Hannah led the way at third base and goes down looking there. Faremo hits the outside corner, but we are all knotted up after 1.
Are these 2 teams just going to be throwing punches back and forth in this game? Maybe, with the way that the ball is flying out of the ballpark. Danielle Gibson ties up this game with a 2-run shot with 2 outs.
I played Little League baseball and Little League softball, and I remember playing on my Little League baseball all-star team, and one of the girls who was playing on the Little League side of the all-star got hit in the face with a line drive, and they needed a female to come fill her spot, and I was the only female in uniform. I was in my baseball uniform, but they ended up putting me out at shortstop, and the first ball that got hit to me threw underhand to first base because I thought that was how you had to throw to first base. I literally to this day still get made fun of by the girls that I played with. It's just something that I'll always remember, just being so silly throwing underhand to first base.
We've got our star in the stands, Jessie Warren. We'll get to who you're with first, but I have to ask you, was it an out when you threw it underhand to first base as a Little Leaguer?
I can't remember, to be honest. That was really long ago, but if I'm not mistaken, yes, it was.
Okay. We're going to count on it. You're a stud defensively, so we're going to count on it being an out. Who are you with, though, in the stands right now?
I'm with the Southeast team here playing at the Little League World Series. Good little clap, guys. Woo! I'm specifically sitting next to Kaylee. This is Odyssey Alexander's cousin. I'm pretty sure she's pretty excited to be watching her cousin play out here. How is it to be out here to watch Odyssey play?
Good. I like seeing her play in person because it's crazy to think
Well, and we know that they are very close. I loved watching Odyssey's reaction when they made it to the Little League Softball World Series. How special has this been for you, though, Jessie? It seems like all the players have really enjoyed their time, but how special has it been for you?
Yeah, it's been super special. As a Little Leaguer myself, I really wish I had this opportunity when I played Little League to just be able to come out here and watch, professionals play. Obviously, I wanted to be a professional when I was a Little Leaguer, and to be a professional now and be able to play in front of them is so special, and I'm just having a ball. I love that I'm able to come out here and play in front of them, and also I got to go watch them play and compete, and that was super fun. So it's been, a dream come true, to be honest, to be out here, to be able to let them watch us play.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about, Jessie, because I was there yesterday too, and all the teams kind of rolled through the games and watched the Little League teams play in the 4 games yesterday. What are your things that you remember of walking into that stadium and watching those teams play?
Yeah, it was electric. The crowd was awesome. There's so many people there to watch these girls play, and I thought it was super cool because I got to connect with the Italy team at lunch yesterday and got to talk to them a little bit, and to be able to watch them win that game. I gave them a little bit of advice before the game, and it was so cool to just be able to see them go take that win and move on to today. Unfortunately, they didn't pull out the win today, but they said they were having a great time here and they were enjoying their experience, so it was really cool to watch them play.
Okay, so the next question is going to be, what was the advice that you gave them to help them win?
Just have fun, play loose. These are the days that you're going to remember the most, and you're going to wish you could have them back, and then just see ball, hit ball. And I had to take my own advice too because I've been struggling a little bit at the plate. But see ball, hit ball, don't look at where it's going, make contact with the bat, and then, coach will tell you where to go, or you can look at the ball from there. But it was super cool.
Well, saw the ball pretty well in that first game. I know you guys came out on the wrong side of it, but the competitive level of this championship season so far has been unbelievable. Can you just tell us a little bit about the intensity that we're seeing on the field from Athletes Unlimited?
Yeah, all these girls are so good. The environment is great. They're so competitive, and these pitchers are hard to hit off of. And just coming out here and competing pitch by pitch, that's what we're all trying to do. And again, you have the best 60 softball players in the world competing against each other, so you're having some really good games. And it's just super fun to be a part of Athletes Unlimited and be out here to be able to play.
Yeah, Jessie, we are enjoying it. We are going to check back in with you as this game goes along, but enjoy your time in the stands.
Awesome, thank you, I will.
Jessie Warren, the superstar out of Florida State. We got Josie Muffley out at shortstop. Catherine Sandercock, also a member of this Team Alexander team, so a familiar sight at some point this weekend. You would expect to see Catherine Sandercock in the circle and Josie Muffley at shortstop, and somewhere Lonnie Alameda will be smiling.
Yes. And Travis Wilson and Troy Cameron. Rest of the coaching staff too. I love it.
Ellie Cooper, who is a facilitator here. She's not with this Team Alexander this week. She's with Team Romero. And Bryce DeColve, who was on that staff this year, but just got the Texas Tech pitching coach job for a former Florida State assistant, Craig Snyder. Seminoles are everywhere.
They really are. Now that you put it that way and just say all the different connections, they really are everywhere. And it kind of feels that way about the Huskies, too, with Vic Hayward and Sis Bates, Courtney Gano from the EUX season.
Danielle Laurie in the booth this weekend. Vic almost painted the line down the left field side. Assistant coach for Heather Tarr, moving over from San Diego State this summer. Great crowd here in Greenville. Max R. Joyner Family Stadium on the campus of East Carolina University. The Little League Softball World Series has the night off, so they are all here. Hayward goes down looking. Denham bounces back after 2 runs given up in the first to go 1-2-3 here in the second inning with her second strikeout. Two apiece, bottom of the second inning, 20-inning win points on the line. Let's go into the game with Air National Guard and Victoria Hayward.
I've watched you guys, and I have had you guys before. You guys are so good.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, we're happy that you're here. Hey, I'm a girl that makes some close plays at first. I'm gonna need you on my side. He doesn't command the drop in this warm-up, the plan is off.
You're so over there.
Huh?
But I'm judging you so hard for that.
Hey, they're my people.
Now leave it to a veteran like Victoria Hayward to be working over the umpires before the game, looking for some close calls at first base. Our all-female umpiring crew, Tatum Stolting, Jill Poole, and Stacy Newton.
Well, and she was just waving at the players that were behind her. That was a really cool moment. She was walking back to her position. A lot of the girls from the Texas team are back behind the left field wall and gave them a little wave, and they got just so excited. I think they're waiting for a home run ball, and the odds are high that I feel like one will go out to left field at some point in this game.
I'm concerned they didn't bring the gloves.
Yeah.
Because those are some rockets that get hit out that way.
That's true. Yeah, if you're going to stand out there, you definitely need some protection. You can't be getting hurt at the Little League Softball World Series, especially when you're the defending champs, Texas and Midway Little League.
Got North Carolina tomorrow in the winner's bracket, as that's down and away to Odyssey Alexander, who I think is probably one of the fan favorites here. Showed Jessie Warren with her cousin Kaylee Garner in the stands earlier. Odyssey works with Kaylee throughout the year as well. Odyssey's got herself in the lineup. 7-8-9 for her team coming up, but did not put herself in the circle here in game one.
You know, I was thinking about how different the schedule is this week for these athletes. Usually they play a doubleheader, well, one game a day for each team, but on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So 3 days of games in a row, but this week is going to be a little different, knowing that you play today, which is Wednesday, and then they'll play again not until Saturday and Sunday. So pitchers going to have the ability to get a little bit more rest, and same thing, of course, with the catchers and all the other position players, but just a different schedule.
Odyssey's first at bat of the season. We talked about this with Alicia Ocasio, and I love this about captains. Somebody like Odyssey who maybe isn't regularly in the order, or Alicia Ocasio who gets a few at bats here and there, but when they're the captain, call your own number. And they're not afraid to do that.
Well, we've seen Megan Framo take some swings too.
Yep. Odyssey is up there swinging right now. Asia wants to have a quick word with Faremo. We have had 8 home runs hit this evening, 6 in game 1, 2 in this game. 6 of those 8 are hit by players who had not hit one yet this season. So a lot of players enjoying their time in Greenville. And a restock on softballs behind the plate as Odyssey Alexander's fouled off a handful. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up.
I'm actually starting to see now some pods of teams in the outfield. Texas started a trend to go out behind the outfield wall. They're starting to notice that the ball is flying out of the ballpark. What is it, 8 home runs?
8 home runs. Well, with Odyssey at the plate right now, you could stay out there because she's got that power, but also go in the concourse area around and you can probably chase some down. She fouls another pitch off.
That's a Canadian team. Remember Vic Hayward out in left field, who they're really close to right now, played for Team Canada.
10th pitch gets her looking. Great off speed from Faremo, her 2nd strikeout.
Just buckled her knees with this one. Change speeds. Look at her knees, paints the inside corner. Completely fooled Odyssey Alexander, the captain. She can just look down and probably think, that was a good pitch.
Brings the heat. First pitch to Jordan Roberts, the DP. 68 miles per hour on that last pitch from Faremo. Roberts from Live Oak, Florida, played at the University of Florida. Check swing, back to Megan Faremo, 2 away. Well, your day off from Little League, but you're in the booth tonight for Athletes Unlimited, and then back to work tomorrow and some really big games here in the winners bracket.
Yeah, that first one tomorrow at 1 Eastern on ESPN between North Carolina and Texas will be a good one. Texas, the defending champs from last year, and North Carolina with a very good offense. And how about Puerto Rico going 2-0 so far last year? They brought their Little League here and they went 0-2 this year, starting out 2-0.
Maybe some wise words from Alicia Ocasio when she met with that team, helping them have some success. 1-0, that's fouled back behind us in the booth up here by Josie Muffley.
Just such a special event to have this, Chucky. Sorry if I bring it up every inning or maybe every other inning, but it's just an event that has never happened before in our sport, to have a professional softball game being played at the Little League Softball World Series and have the Little League teams here watching these athletes compete.
Hey, I'll talk about it all night.
I know. Well, we've seen the boys get to do it, and you know, we wanted to get to do it too. Little League Baseball World Series, of course, extremely popular, and they play an MLB game there. So now we're joining in on the fun.
And when we say these pros have enjoyed it, they have absolutely loved this experience. It has been unanimous. Everybody we talked to before the game, seen them at the hotel a little bit, and they are loving this chance to be here.
It's fun just to go back to your roots, and for them, I'm sure, to reflect back to their own journeys.
Swing and a miss. Faremo has struck out 3 of the last 4 batters. It's Muffley on strikes. Special moment yesterday for a former Little Leaguer's parents. Catherine Sandercock's parents, Trish and Colin, receiving the 2023 George and Barbara Bush Little League Parents of the Year Award. It's the first ever Little League softball parents to receive that award that was originally established in 1980. Kat threw out the first pitch. They honored her with a special portrait for her time with Little League, and Savannah Collins is with her parents right now in the stands.
Thanks, Chucky. Colin, Trish, I know you must be so proud. You have watched Kat through every stage of softball. Is there a part of it that just never gets old?
Well, the games never get old. We enjoy watching the games, and you know, they can be stressful when Catherine's pitching, but it's a lot of fun. And
actually, the traveling never gets old either. I mean, it's fun to go different places, and it's just great to see her happy.
Well, I'm glad I caught you now where we can be nice and relaxed. It might be a little bit more tense if she comes in at any point during this game, but you all were recognized yesterday by Little League as the Parents of the Year, the first softball parents recognized. There's so much that goes into that. The snacks, like you mentioned, the travel, being there. What's something that you always told Kat or just wanted to remind her of no matter what age she was when she stepped on the softball field?
Not to let it get to her, and she has that one pitch mentality, which I think she's always had, and she's a little girl. I never saw her get too upset.
I would always just say, just have fun, because if you're having fun, you want to keep playing some more, and you know, that's what it should be.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining me.
All right, thanks, Savannah.
Yeah, Kat Sandercock, they said she's always had that one pitch mentality, and that's the mentality you want when you go to a place like Florida State with a mastermind of pitching in Lonnie Alameda, and that's probably why that was such a great fit for her.
Yeah, she was in the booth yesterday with us after throwing out that first pitch, and always fun to talk to her. You can tell that this is really meaningful for her to have pitched in the Little League Softball World Series whenever it was in Portland, Oregon, and at Alpenrose Stadium, and to now be here in a different role and a different city too, but that was a decade ago that her Little League were the Little League Softball World Series runners-up. Experience for her at a young age.
She's out there getting loose in the bullpen right now. What a moment it would be if we do see her in this game. Right now it is Odyssey Alexander in this game. There's Catherine Sandercock as a Little Leaguer from McLean Little League out of Virginia.
And she looks exactly the same. Like, I don't think she's just gotten a little taller, really, but that's it. She looks the same. And her intro said, "Hi, my name's Catherine Sandercock, and I love Justin Bieber." That's what she just wanted the world to know when she was at the Little League Softball World Series. And I mean, 10 years ago, you know, who didn't love Justin Bieber?
10 years ago? What are you talking about?
Yeah, maybe now too. I don't know.
Okay, all right. Don't be hating on my man Justin Bieber.
No hate.
Oh,
No hate.
my goodness.
Maybe 10 years ago is when the
10
love
years
was
ago.
just really getting started. I'm sorry, Chuck. I didn't know you were such a
God.
Justin Bieber
Man's-
fan.
He's dropping bangers left and right.
Oh my God. Okay, you can do your intro tomorrow. Hi, I'm
All right.
Chucky Kemp, and I love Justin Bieber.
No crime loving great music. A one away for Odyssey Alexander, got the ground out. Now walks Haley McClenny, but Odyssey into the 4th spot on the leaderboard. Sheila's looked really good this season, had a great performance last week. She was a member of Team Romero, but you play that good, you end up with your own team. 1-0 on the year with a 2.27 ERA.
You know, it's a big deal for her, a first-time captain and getting to have that C on her uniform. Still throws like the Odyssey Alexander that we saw bust out in the World Series a couple of years ago.
She was a name when you came earlier this summer to AUX. That was one of the pitchers that you were most excited to see get going, and it took a little bit. She didn't get a lot of opportunities, but now that she's really coming through.
I think she's come for this championship season with a different mindset altogether than what we saw in that AUX season. Maybe a fresh start.
It was a little awkward. I thought that hit Lily Pola, but maybe on the bat, and she certainly didn't sell it. Now she's kind of showing her wrist off a little bit. I say, yeah, you can have first.
I think Odyssey's now saying, did Deja Mulipola just talk herself into a hit by pitch here? at first, I don't think that the home plate umpire called it. And then I saw this exact conversation happen. Deja showed her forearm, her bone where she got hit, and it was like, oh yeah, that is a hit by pitch, go to first base. At least that's what it looked like from up here. Obviously they're not mic'd up. I can't hear the conversation, but that's what it looks like.
That's a good catcher over there, Mooly Poly. She's been behind the plate. She's been chatting it up with our home plate umpire, Tatum Stolting, and then you build a rapport with her. She says, yeah, she's pretty honest. She's hitting the left center field, but Aaliyah Andrews covers ground better than anybody in the outfield, and there's 2 away. See her foot speed getting to that? I mean, it ends up being a routine catch, but she is lightning fast in center field.
Always able to cover a lot of ground and help out Odyssey Alexander after a couple of free passes. And Gwen Svekis wants to have a word with Odyssey right now.
Gwen back behind the plate. There's Aaliyah Andrews, and you got to feel pretty good. If Beth Torina comes up to you and you play center field and she wants to recruit you, you got to be feeling pretty good because they have had some tremendous center fielders in Baton Rouge. Good spot from Odyssey Alexander on the outside corner to the rookie Sydney McKinney.
Yeah, you see Odyssey Alexander throwing with good velocity tonight too. 70, 71 miles an hour. That's one thing that I've noticed about her coming into this champ season is her velocity. Working that screwball and her rise ball as well as a curveball. Able to change speeds with like an off-speed curveball that she's throwing this season.
Odyssey built for this stage with all eyes on her, as we saw at the Women's College World Series a couple years ago. You saw firsthand one of, I think you can say, one of the most electric plays we have seen in that stadium.
Yeah, one of the best plays I've ever seen at the World Series. And I mean, that 2021 World Series, remember 2020, we didn't have it because of COVID, and it was like 2021, everybody was just like, yes, we're back. Everybody loves the Women's College World Series usually, but especially after missing it for a year. And that was such a special one with James Madison and Odyssey Alexander bursting onto the scene.
Swing and a miss from McKinney right there. Odyssey Alexander, a walk and a hit by pitch, but bounces back with 2 straight outs, and that'll do it to the top of the 3rd.
I'm Technical Sergeant Reese Singleton. The Air National Guard's motto is always ready, always there. We proudly partner with Athletes Unlimited, who support players who are always ready to compete for the top spot. Let's find out who climbed their way up the leaderboard rankings to earn the title of the Air National Guard's Mover of the Week.
Our Mover of the Week, Bubba Nichols out in left field, getting done with the bat with a walk-off. Also with the glove, up 33 spots, Amanda.
Yeah, she's playing extremely well. And when Bubba Nichols is playing well, she's hitting well, playing good defense, being able to do all things and playing with a lot of confidence too. Played in Japan, and it's a big deal to play in that Japan Pro League and taking that momentum into this season.
There's our biggest movers. Alicia Ocasio, 35 spots, but 4 players, and Carrie Eberly just missed the cut, moved up 30 or more spots. And I'll be excited to see after this weekend who our big movers are, because the leaderboard is really close right now. No one really breaking away. The top 10 were all within a couple hundred of each other entering the night. This is a big game, though, between 2 of these captains who are now both in the circle. So Leah Andrews swings through that for strike 2.
Look at these players right behind home plate that are able to just be right on top of the action, wearing those red shirts, and get to watch Megan Fremo pitch, getting to see the pitch velocity, the spin, the movement.
Ground ball perfectly up the middle by Aaliyah Andrews, beyond the outstretched glove of Faremo. You get to see that back control of Aaliyah Andrews as well. Don't forget, Athletes Unlimited Softball returns to ESPN2 Saturday afternoon, 2:30 Eastern. Team Alexander back in action, taking on Team Davidson from Parkway Bank Sports Complex in Rosemont, Illinois. All the players head back to Rosemont tomorrow. We will have Danielle Laurie and Eric Collins, the dynamic duo, back on the call for the final 2 days of Series 3.
You can watch a lot of softball this weekend. Saturday and Sunday, you can watch Athletes Unlimited games, and then also the Little League Softball World Series games come down to some big ones on Saturday and Sunday. And the championship game for the first time on Sunday will be on ABC, which is a huge deal for our sport.
Little League Baseball Series has had that spot, and now elevating the Little League Softball World Series, rightfully so. An incredible seeing it firsthand just down the street. Everything's really close here by the college at East Carolina University, and just a couple minutes away at Stallings Stadium at Elm Street Park, where the Little League Softball World Series is played. And then you'll get a few days off before week 4 of Athletes Unlimited.
Before we meet again for more softball. Softball, softball, softball.
1-2, great swing on the inside pitch from Kelsey Harshman. She has been unstoppable this summer. And Aaliyah Andrews into third base.
Yeah, came into this game with a .444 batting average and should have actually had a hit back in her first at bat, but it was just a line drive to her old teammate Victoria Hayward. Another line drive, smooth, level swing, crushes this ball to right field, turns on it. Quick hands for Kelsey Harshman.
Conversation here in the circle. I always love the little dance moves we get on the base paths. You saw Alex Ibarra over there as well, who throws BP, kind of a fifth facilitator for the teams here at Athletes Unlimited. Harshman 1 for 2, had a nice swing in the first inning as well, and a line drive to left field. Hitting about .450 early in this Athletes Unlimited year. Harshman will take second. Big chance here for Bubba Nichols, our mover of the week. The UCLA duel again. Nichols singled and came in to score on the Gibson home run. 0-1 pitch, nobody out. Bubba Nichols finished 30th on the leaderboard last season, in a much better place though here in week 3.
And she told us that she almost quit playing softball after going to the Olympics in 2021 with Team USA. Just felt like she didn't have a passion for it anymore. But then AU came along and she decided to give it a go. And now look at her, mover of the week. Started off the season so hot, playing just loose and free with the love of the game again. You can see it with the way that she steps into the box and plays this game.
Inside pitch fouled off. She's kind of one. Oh, nice catch over there. There's a Shannon Rhodes in the crowd, I think, making that catch. It is.
That is her.
Who wants the souvenir?
Oh, they're so excited.
Shannon Rhodes is a hero. 2-2 up and in. To your point on Bubba Nichols, too, just kind of seems like always quietly swinging a good bat. Has a really good glove in left. Great combination of speed and power. It's fouled back off the netting. Great battle here by a couple Bruins.
Yeah, it's kind of been that way her whole career. Exactly what you just described was the way that I would have described it when she played at UCLA, too. Big-time impact player and important cog to that team, and then also with Team USA.
8th pitch, got her on the rise ball. Strikeout number 3 for Faraimo, and that's a big one for out number 1 in the inning.
Chased it. It's almost like Megan Faraimo just had a feeling she was going to chase it. Goes to that rise ball up and under her hands. It's well out of the strike zone, and Bubba Nichols just can't hold back with those 2 runners in scoring position, wanting to get those RBIs.
It's actually her 4th strikeout. 4 of the last 5 outs she has made have been strikeouts. Now Danielle Gibson, who got her with the 2-run shot over the right center field wall in her first at bat. A lot of inning win points on the line here. All of them have rolled over into this 3rd inning. So 30 for everybody on Team Alexander if they can play to run. Gibson trying to become an 0-2 hitter. Ground ball up the middle and through. 1 run scores. The throw home will hold Harshman at 3rd, but Danielle Gibson having a big night right now. She has brought in 3 runs.
You think about just how she's done it in different ways, too. Her home run was a bomb early in the count, pitch up in the zone that she liked, but then now this 0-2 hit just up the middle of the field, trying to protect with 2 strikes, not trying to do too much to it. Able to send it right back up the middle, sneak it past Sis Bates, which is always hard to do, and give her team the lead and the inning win points.
These are the interesting conversations in the circle right now between the facilitator, Aaron Dixon, and the team captain, Megan Faraimo, who's obviously pitching, but you also have to manage your team. We talked to Kat Osterman earlier between games, and one thing Kat would do when she's pitching is she wouldn't really want to deal with anything else. When she wasn't, though, became much more of the game manager. This is tough, though. You're having to make decisions on your own performance when all these players, such big competitors, you know, everybody wants to try and work out of a jam, I'm sure.
Yeah, you do. You want that, because as a pitcher, you always think that you can get the next out. You always want the ball. You are the one that wants to be in the circle, and so you see that with pitching coaches as head coaches too. Sometimes they'll give a pitcher a little extra longer leash to stay in a game, and sometimes it pays off, and other times it can hurt them. But I imagine as a captain, it feels the same way. You believe in yourself, want to give yourself a longer leash to stay in this game.
Down to the 5-hole Gwen Svekis. 1 out, 1st and 3rd. Slow roller left side. Delaney Wiz looks Harshman back to 3rd and has out number 2. Needed that one. The top of the order's been really good. The top 4 in this Team Alexander order, 5 for 8. Have been all 3 runs produced in the game. Hannah Flippin with runners at 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, this game, or both of these games today, these pro games here at the Little League Softball World Series in Greenville, could be the launching pad for a lot of these players. 8 home runs hit, 6 of them hit by players who hit 1 already this season. So, no, there's always turning points in a season, a game that you can look back to where you started to get back on track and get confidence, and maybe that's this day for the hitters.
Hitters count for Flippin. Good swing on this to right center field. Caught, though, tailing back toward Jacobson in right, and that'll do it. They limit the damage, but 30 inning win points because of that one run, and it's Danielle Gibson driving it in again. (3-2), 30 inning win points for everybody on Team Alexander. For every run scored during this year's Athletes Unlimited softball season, Aspiration committed to planting 10 trees. There were 840 already committed this season, entering tonight thanks to Aspiration's support. Had some special moments. Talked about Odyssey Alexander's moments. Had a little bit of a flashback to that the other day at the Little League Softball World Series, and we've seen it so many times from Odyssey, but how cool is this moment for her to get to watch from the stands? And there is our superstar from the other day.
Yeah, this is Jada Drake that you're seeing on your screen, was pitching in the game the other day at the Little League Softball World Series, and look at how athletic she is laying out for that ball, and it was reminiscent. You know, when you watched, you thought, man, that looked just like Odyssey Alexander, because we've seen Odyssey make tremendous athletic plays when she's pitching. She is not scared to field her position, just like Jada Drake took an aggressive approach to that one, and boom, there she is. Odyssey Alexander, we've seen her do that at Athletes Unlimited, and then of course at the Women's College World Series a couple of years ago. And Matt Schick and Jenny Dalton-Hill even said it on the broadcast of Jada Drake, man, that looked just like Odyssey Alexander making a play. And now here she is getting to watch Odyssey Alexander play in person and be in the circle.
I'm not sure what's going on over there. They're eating popcorn or something, but they're enjoying themselves, getting ready to watch Odyssey Alexander come back out for her second inning of work. She will see 7, 8, 9. Delaney Wiz, Caroline Jacobson, and Sis Bates due up to face Odyssey. Popped up, and this is going to get into the stands.
You know, there are some pitchers that will shy away from a bunt, from a fly ball, from anything that is hit their way, and there are some pitchers who are going to attack those plays. And Odyssey Alexander has always had that mindset, been a pitcher who hits for herself, loves fielding her position, and it's led to a lot of success for her. And you think about that Women's College World Series play that we were talking about earlier, and that was one of those marquee plays of the history of the Women's College World Series when she came onto the scene and led James Madison to the World Series and even beat Oklahoma.
Oh, wow, this is crushed foul. And way into the trees down the left field line. Delaney Wiz, second-year pro. First year with Athletes Unlimited. She's hitting right at the 300 mark for the season. 1-2 pitch coming from Odyssey.
And I'm sure Odyssey loves being here too, because she was rooting on her cousin who plays for one of the teams that made it to the Little League Softball World Series. Kaylee Garner plays for a Pitt County Little League team, and cheering her on at the regionals. And I'm sure whenever they won the regional to make it to the World Series, Odyssey was like, great, I'm gonna be there too. Can't wait to see you.
There's a great video of Odyssey watching that regional championship from Rosemont. was celebrating when Kaylee's team punched their ticket, and now Kaylee getting to watch her on the field tonight. Saw her in the stands with Jessie Warren earlier.
See if she can get Delaney Wes to swing at a rise ball up and in. Arco outside with a curve.
Ooh, that is ripped right to the glove of Hannah Flippin. Hot shot here.
You have to be awake when you're playing third base. Wiz pulled that outside pitch too and had top spin on it. Kind of just got to Hannah Flippin like a drop ball.
Sent her glove right back into her foot, had so much steam on it. Caroline Jacobson now watches the first one in the dirt. Jacobson, a product of 2 ACC programs, first Duke and then this last year at Clemson. Played with Peyton St. George at Duke. One-0 pitch. Man, that is hit really hard. Odyssey staying inside to these last couple hitters. Hard ground ball to the shortstop. Muffley takes care of that for out number 2. Here it is. I know you love this one.
I do love this one. This was at the Women's College World Series in 2021. James Madison was playing Oklahoma State, and Oklahoma State attempted a squeeze play and was denied by Odyssey Alexander, taking the squeeze on her own and then diving home to make this tag. James Madison would go on to win this game.
Tying run in the 7th inning right there. That was out number 2.
That's a big time play right there. And to be able to, again, it goes back to being able to see these players play on TV, whether it's Odyssey Alexander make that play in a James Madison uniform or in an Athletes Unlimited uniform, or if it's Jada Drake making a play in her Little League Softball World Series uniform. Inspires others to dream bigger, be bigger, challenge yourself, and know that you can do it too.
How great. I hope that this event continues. I think we've both enjoyed it tremendously. I think the players have, both the pros and the young players. How great will it be one day if you can look back and have a picture of one of these Little Leaguers watching this game and now playing in it?
If.
10, 11 years down the road.
Not a matter of if,
Okay.
but when. When that happens, we will show it on air, and we will love showing it on air. We live for those things.
0-2 to Sis Bates. Looking for a 1-2-3 inning here after taking the lead in the bottom of the 3rd. Again, this is just the start of series number 3 of 5 in this Athletes Unlimited Championship season. 1-2, off speed, Sis Bates crushed it to right field, and she's done it! That's back-to-back years for Sis Bates, sending one over the wall. The power hitter.
Yeah, and I got to see it this time. Last time I had a little bathroom break that I had to run down to. I'm just being honest with the fans, and I missed it. I was so sad I missed it, but this one, I did not miss it. Sis did not miss it. Trying to work her up and in, and she just gets her barrel there, lets Odyssey Alexander supply the power and just sneaks it down the line, and she knew she had the best view knowing that it stayed fair.
Hit one at AUX, hits one here in the championship season, and we are tied at 3 apiece.
And what's so cool, too, is that if you asked a lot of these players who their favorite player is, one of the more common answer would be Sis Bates. She is one of the most beloved players in our game, and I don't know, maybe she just picked it up knowing that all these little girls were in the stands.
That's just Sis's second hit of the season, hitting .059 entering this game, and she was 0 for 1 coming into that at bat. Outside, ball 1.
Add it to her solo home run count. That is 9 home runs hit today, and 7 have been solo.
11 of our 13 runs have come from home runs in these 2 games tonight. The fans love the long ball. Big crowd, a lot of little leaguers in attendance. They want to see the long ball, so these players have delivered.
So it's not just chicks that dig the long ball, it's everybody, right? All fans.
That's right. Let's go down to Savannah Collins. She has Sis Bates.
Sis, what has gotten into you? I need you to make notes. What you made for breakfast, what you ate for lunch. You said, hey, I'm at the Little League World Series. I'm going to hit a home run.
It was chatting with my little girls. I chatted with my San Jose girlies and my Oregon girlies, and it was all for them.
Okay, as someone who is normally plays a lot of small ball, hits for contact, what do you hope that goes to show them, like, hey, at any time, it can be your moment?
Yeah, you're a swing away, you guys, literally a swing away. On the dirt, trying to mix it up with some slapping, some bunting, some small ball things, but just trying to see it deep and put a good swing on a pitch for my team.
Thanks, Sis. Appreciate it.
Let's go, Google team.
Checking back to you.
Sis Bates. She's always got something good to say.
The California team is from San Jose. That's who she called out. And the other West Coast team from Oregon, from Bend, Oregon, participate in the Little League Softball World Series.
She's chatting it up in there. Everybody wants to know what's going on. Sis Bates, the home run.
It's like when you catch a fish and you have that fishing story, right? It was this big, and this is what everybody wants to hear about it. Tell me all the details. What was it like?
Are you a fisher?
I come from a fishing family, so by blood, I guess.
Okay. Ground ball back to Odyssey. Underhands it to first base for out number 3. Back and forth we go.
Sis Bates is always a player that does it for others. Her teammates, Little League Softball World Series players who are in the stands, a solo home run for Sis Bates, and she ties up this game.
Victoria Hayward, absolute superstar out of the University of Washington, a longtime pro, new assistant coach at Washington, announced this summer, moving over from San Diego State, where she was the last 2 years with Stacey Newman-Denise, and one of 16 players who has played in every Athletes Unlimited season dating back to the inaugural season in 2020. And we have Vic mic'd up out in left field. Vic, thanks so much for doing this. Been a fun weekend for everybody here. You got to throw out the first pitch. I saw you talking to the team from Canada. Did you get any tips from Danielle Laurie on the first pitch? Because it was a strike. It looked good.
Thank you. No, I've just watched a lot of really good pitchers. So, no, I'm just kidding. I did used to pitch in my glory days back in like travel ball, but no, it's been awesome. The environment's cool. Having Team Canada in the stands is awesome, and just the energy has been really fun with the games.
Odyssey puts this one in foul territory. Long run and out of play. What did you tell Team Canada when you got to talk to them?
They were just getting ready to play, so just warming up. We cheered a little bit. We just talked about having fun, coming out here, just being themselves, and I think they're just excited to be here. They were excited to be here at the game tonight and see both KJ and I, so just to have fun and enjoy this experience, soak it up.
Vic, what do you think it means for you guys to be here at the Little League Softball World Series representing AU and the AU and Little League partnership?
I think it's so cool. I mean, you see so many of our girls that have been in their position one time. Like I love all the kid photos that are shown of like Rachel Garcia and, you know, Hannah Flippin, and just showing that like where you are, you can be here. I mean, Kat was like the queen of Little League for a hot second. That's Intercut coming here is awesome. And I think it's just another example that if you can see it, you can be it. And now they actually get to see it with their own eyes in the stadium, which is cool.
And what do you hope that they learn from you by watching you play and being here at this field, watching your game?
Me specifically as a player, I hope that they see that, you know, nice Meg, you don't have to hit home runs, or, you know, there's no box that you have to be in as a softball player. I think, you know, it's ironic that Sis just hit a bomb. That was freaking awesome. But you can be any shape, any size. Like, speed is still a thing in this game. And, you know, flashy, we often get lost in the sauce with a lot of velocity and a lot of people that hit the ball really far. But, you know, you'll see some spinners in here that can throw it soft and, you know, confuse hitters that just can get on base for the big people to score them. So I hope that, you know, the way that I play the game continues, and, you know, slapping stays alive and all that good stuff, because I think our game has taken a little bit of a step away from that.
Vic, how about the way you coach? Because you've had so much success as an assistant coach, and now going back to your alma mater with Heather Tarr and Courtney Gano and Sis Bates. Tell us how you are as a coach.
I think as a coach, I'm very much the same as I am as a player. I just try to pour into the people around me. And, you know, my players are my why. They're why I'm here. They're why I'm still here. I love them a lot, and I think about them every time I play. So just, you know, sharing the passion for the game and just continuing to grow with them. Like, I'll text some of them after the games and like, hey, what are you working on? It's like also things I'm still working on. So I think just that bond and, you know, showing them that you're never too old to learn new tricks, and just that passion of continuing to learn and grow and be challenged. Why I'm still doing it. So to now be able to take that back to UW is just an honor. It's something I'm super excited about, and I can't wait to get to work with some of those girls. Meg, let's go.
Back-to-back looking strikeouts. 2 outs, Vic, but before we let you go, I got to ask you, we had a great conversation a couple weeks ago, and you talked about that. Like, you're still even figuring out what works for you after all this time playing as a professional and at the international level. I mean, what do you tell players who come out of college and they don't have the team, they don't have the coach to train? What's your advice to young players in the league?
I think, you know, it's just a process of self-discovery. I mean, video is out there, just continuing to learn. Delaney's like trying to come talk to me, not realizing I'm on the mic with you guys. You know, you have to figure out how to coach yourself, and I think people often know more than they give themselves credit for. They've never just really had to out on their own. So I think just looking on the people that have been there before you, and there's some awesome conversations that happen rookie to vet. I've had some awesome ones with Meg. Just, you know, if you're willing to learn and just ask questions. I mean, Halo and I have been playing the game a long time, and we do things so differently, but it works for both of us. So I think someone in this league has similar tendencies to you, ways that they work, strategies that work. And so I think the community of AU, instead of being on a team with maybe 3 or 4 veterans, you're on a team of 60 with people that have been doing it a really long time and have different strengths. And we really lean on each other and are able to share everything that we know about the game, and it's a really collaborative space, which I think makes it really special.
Yeah, we definitely see that getting to talk to you guys as well. It's so much fun to be a part of. Thank you, Vic, for letting us listen in, and we are just going to listen in the rest of this inning.
You guys are awesome. Hopefully it's going to be really fast because Meg's about to get this strike right now. Let's go, Meg! We're back, baby, Isis. Here we go.
Maybe another looking strikeout.
Hey, you heard it here first. Let's do it. Come on, Meg.
1-2, just a little too far outside right there. 2-2 count here to the pinch hitter and the rookie from
Your
Oregon
best
State.
right here, Meg. That baby.
Frankie Hamoudi.
D, coming to you, make a play. Yes!
Swings through it. Megan Faremo fired up. She strikes out the side. Her 7th strikeout of the game.
Let's go, Dave. Good job,
What an
Dave.
inning with Victoria Hayward mic'd up.
Meg, let's go.
Right now.
The Little League Baseball World Series, just a step behind. They're in the regional championships, and a lot of those are being played on Friday, starting with the Midwest at 1 Eastern, Mid-Atlantic, Mountain, Metro, and we all wrap things up at 9 Eastern with the West Region Championship. And then the Little League Baseball World Series kicks off a week from today, actually, on August 16th on ESPN. Little League Softball World Series will come to a close in about 4 days' time. On Sunday, they'll crown a champion. You will be there to crown a champion. First pitch swinging right to Muffley at shortstop. There's one away as they get Kelsey Stewart-Hunter. Alongside Amanda Scarborough, I'm Chucky Kemp. Great team we've got here tonight. Savannah Collins down on the field. Casey Carter and Scott Heck leading our production crew. What has been a special weekend here at the Little League Softball World Series. The first ever AU Pro games being played here, just like the MLB does with their games at the Little League Baseball World Series. Is in there for strike one to Haley McClenny. Jesse Warren still working in the stands. Our star in the stands had some great games tonight. And Jesse was a part of one of those in the first one. Didn't come out on the right side of things, but these have been super competitive. Jesse, we talked a lot about, you got the great glove at third base. Odyssey Alexander, we talked so much about her in the circle. For somebody who's just a defense junkie, how great is it to watch her do her thing in the circle, especially with the glove?
Yeah, she's just athletic. I love watching her compete. I love playing against her. She's just a competitor. I got to watch her compete in the World Series when she was there, and it's just so cool to just watch her compete. Like I said, she's an athlete. She makes great plays. I'm a defensive gal myself, and I love seeing pitchers who can field their position and kind of let me as a corner relax a little bit if, you know, there are bunts or stuff, plays that need to be made down the line. So it's really cool to watch her compete out here.
Jesse, you've been immersed with that team from North Carolina, sitting in the stands with them, that team that represents the Southeast region. Any advice or any questions that they've been asking you? Like, what kind of insight have you been talking about?
Yeah, I actually had this one behind me asked me, or one of her teammates asked me if, what was my inspiration and why I played the game, and kind of shared that with her. And she was just like, it's so cool to hear that from just a professional player. And I told her I was human just like her. They could ask me whatever they wanted to ask me, but it's just so cool to be out here with these kids. Again, got to watch them compete yesterday, and to be able to have them watch girls who they want to be like when they get older, and hopefully get to compete in Athletes Unlimited one day as well with us. It's just such a great opportunity to be out here.
When you were their age, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be a softball player. Like, I wanted to play softball as long as I could. And it's funny you ask, because I was a big baseball player. So playing in college, I wanted to play baseball. Like, I didn't know that softball was going to be the route that I took. But there came a time where I knew I had to transition over. And then from that point on, I want to be a softball player. So it was cool to be able to be here now and compete at the highest level possible. And all thanks to Athletes Unlimited for creating this league for us and allowing us to compete.
Jessie, how has your perspective changed since playing at the college game, having this level of success you did at Florida State? How has your perspective on the game changed to years later now as a professional athlete?
Yeah, it's still the same game. I try to keep it as light as possible, as simple as possible. I think sometimes when you get too in your head and you're overthinking a lot, things don't go your way, and I'm kind of there right now, and I'm getting pulled out of it a little bit. This game's hard. We're playing with 60 of the best players in softball, so it's a mental battle, and you've got to stay in it pitch by pitch. And I just love to compete on both sides of the ball, and it's just such an honor to be able to wear an Athletes Unlimited jersey, be able to come out here and play and compete pitch by pitch.
Well, Jessie, we always enjoy talking to you. Thank you so much for being our star in the stands tonight. You're off the hook. You're off for the night.
Thank you.
Jessie Warren, a superstar in the stands, and we are tied at 3 apiece.
Megan Faraimo got the start tonight on Team Faraimo as the captain, gave herself the nod, mixed her pitches, a little 3-pitch mix with her changeup, her rise, and her curveball that she threw tonight, coming off of the no-hitter that she threw last weekend. That was her last start. Looked sharp at times, still gave up 3 runs in her outing, and has been looking good past series back to Friday, and then Sunday she threw that no-hitter, Chucky. She has just been really sharp.
Back-to-back complete games last weekend. Tonight gives up 6 hits and 3 earned, but strikes out 7, and overall a pretty good performance. She will not go through the order for a third time. She will pull herself wearing the C this week. She is atop the leaderboard. That's why she dons the gold jerseys. But an interesting move here going to Georgina Korick, and that's not the interesting part. She took her with the second pick with her second pick in the draft. And I thought it was interesting because the no-hitter that Faremo threw was against Korick, and for so long that game was scoreless. It was a great duel between them, and Megan Faremo said, all right, you almost cost me that one. I'm going to go ahead and take you off the board and put you on my team.
Georgina Korick has had some strong outings in her AU career. Always a highly sought-after pitcher in the draft.
Valued member of Great Britain. 13 strikeouts for Korick in 12 innings pitched and a .234 opponent average. This is upstairs to Aaliyah Andrews. Aaliyah's 1 for 2 tonight with a single and a run scored.
Third time through, giving these hitters a different look.
Laying down the bunt, Korick. She's also good at fielding her position. Such a strong arm, and there's one out. Athletes Unlimited on the stage tonight, but tomorrow back to the Little League Softball World Series starting at 1 Eastern on ESPN. Another game at 5 Eastern. The winner's bracket going to work. A couple more games Friday afternoon and evening, and Saturday to set up the final on Sunday on ABC.
Some of these girls might need to go to sleep soon. It's getting a little late, almost headed toward 9 p.m. Got big games tomorrow.
What are you talking about? What did they play yesterday? A 9-inning game?
Yeah, what am I talking about? They're probably going to hit the pool after this.
Yeah. Was that you back in the youth days? Like
oh, yeah.
At the hotel running, yeah.
The game ended, win or lose, it was, are we going to the pool?
Yep.
But before we even got there, does our hotel have a pool?
Yeah.
It was like a must. And if it didn't, there may or may not have been some tears shed if we didn't have a pool.
Parents were in trouble if there was no pool at the hotel for Little League games. 2-2 count to Kelsey Harshman. And they got her. So a good start here from Korick to get the first 2 batters she sees.
And these are the 12 teams that are at the Little League Softball World Series. Already half of them have been eliminated. So Ohio, Philippines, California, Canada, Oregon, and Italy have been eliminated. We have a couple of undefeated teams left that we'll see tomorrow, including Puerto Rico, who has a 2-0 record. They were 0-2 last year, and Texas, who is out behind the left field wall, the defending champs from Midway Little League. Another 12 players returning from last year's team, which is pretty unusual to have that big of a group return and try to win back-to-back championships.
One of the great games last night was Italy and Oregon. That went to extra innings, and the team from Italy won that game. They were eliminated today, but they had one of the best moments, I think, of the weekend on a FaceTime call with Erica Piancastelli when a number of the players were in tears. Piancastelli plays for Team Italy, their national team. And then before this game, we were actually out on the field and saw Erica in left field kind of talking to Team Italy over the left field wall.
Yeah, they saw her through a phone, through FaceTime, and they were just going crazy about it. And I'm sure it was even cooler for her to run up to them and give a little wave and get to actually see them in real life. But what a cool experience that this has been for these pro games here in Greenville. Really memorable past couple of days for the pros and the Little Leaguers. She was running off the field, by the way, before that was even called. She knew that was a strikeout.
Georgina Korick, 1, 2, 3, and back-to-back strikeouts here in the 5th.
This opportunity to go play in front of all these young girls playing at the Little League World Series is honestly probably the opportunity of a lifetime.
It's a full circle moment almost, where I started versus now where I am, and just never thinking in a million years I would be playing pro softball when I was their age. So just knowing it's possible.
I was once in your shoes, right where you were, and just having a blast and loving it, and hopefully they can see that through a lot of hard work, they can, get to where I am one day.
Getting to share that joy with them and let them see it, let them see how much fun that we are having, how much we enjoy each other. Hopefully it gives them something to look forward to past Little League.
Some great messages from these pros. Had Jessie Warren in the stands, offering all the advice she could to the Little Leaguers. I think sometimes the pros are also checking in with the Little Leaguers if they have any advice for them. Jessie Warren talked about just trying to keep it simple. We've got another good game tonight. The first one decided by 1 run, 4-3 in the favor of Team Davidson over Team Romero. Now Tori Vidalis leads off the top of the 6th against Odyssey Alexander.
Well, what I think happens, and Jessie gave us some insight, is that you start to tell these little young ones what to do about keeping it simple, have fun, remember why you started, and then you're actually taking in the advice that you're giving to others, and then it pays off in your own game.
Jessie's so good in the shortened AUX season. You just know at any point she can take off. Saw the solo home run tonight. The glove never sleeps at third base for Jessie Warren. Dallas swings through it. Quick 3-pitch strikeout for Odyssey Alexander. Third strikeout of the game since she entered, working in her 4th inning now. Still just her 2nd time through this lineup.
The cool part about, I should say one of, because there's not just one cool part about these young players being in the stands, is that a lot of them will play tomorrow or the next day, and I bet there is something that they're picking up from one of these players, from how they get ready to how they hold themselves to a way that they stand in the box, or maybe they hear them communicate to each other, that they're going to take into their own game. And somewhere that will be happening tomorrow and the next day, and that's the kind of thing that gives you goosebumps, and just able to truly make an impact of just these players being able to lay eyes on these professional athletes, world-class athletes, some of the best softball players in the world that they get to watch live in person.
You're exactly right. I mean, it's the routines too. It's not always like something big. It's, the way they step out of the box, something they do with the bat, a batting stance even, maybe trying something different in the box.
That's when you really grow your game too. You look at all the small little things, not just, oh, I want to hit a home run, like insert one of the 9 home runs that we've had hit today. The players, 9 different players have hit home runs. It's not just about that. It's all the little things that add up to the big things. And if you're a player that can take in and find and look at the game in all the small, tiny ways, then you're going to be able to take some of those things into your game, and then eventually down the road have that home run, have that strikeout, have that 60-mile-per-hour hit in the circle.
Great battle here between McKinney and Odyssey Alexander. Love the moments that we've seen this weekend of the Little Leaguers approaching these pro athletes. Oh my gosh, that's Odyssey Alexander, that's Aaliyah Andrews, Danielle Gitt, whoever it might be, that these players that now they notice because they see them on TV, they saw them at the college level, now at the pro level. McKinney puts it in play. She is really fast, but not that fast, and there's 2 outs. Well, Athletes Unlimited softball returns to ESPN2 Saturday afternoon, 2:30 Eastern. Team Alexander taking on Team Davidson from Parkway Bank Sports Complex in Rosemont, Illinois, the home of Athletes Unlimited. On the plane tomorrow, have a kind of a day off Friday. Probably going to have a little practice maybe before they get going on Saturday and Sunday, and then you're new to Athletes Unlimited. The top 4 on the leaderboard at the end of every series become captains. and they will draft their teams on Monday.
Yeah, the first time that AU has traveled. And
deep to right field on the warning track, Maddie Husky. That is 14 straight strikes thrown by Odyssey Alexander. She has retired 7 in a row.
It's been a day of scoring and hitting home runs today. The ball has been flying out of the ballpark. Deja Mulipola going to right center field, a 2-run shot with 2 outs, and then Danielle Gibson did the exact same thing in the bottom part of the inning. And then Sis Bates wanted to get in on the home run action, the solo home run action to be exact. We've had 7 solo home runs hit today. Sis Bates tied up this game with hers.
She tried to keep her cool coming across home plate, as you see the story of our game so far. Faremo with the start, the 2-run shots right out of the gates, and we are locked at 3. Don't forget, for every run scored during this year's Athletes Unlimited softball season, Aspiration committed to planting 10 trees. Gibson spots that one in left field. Danielle Gibson 3 for 3 tonight. Every time she's come to the plate, Team Alexander have scored. Usually she's driving one in, but hoping to potentially be the difference in this game. If they can get one off Georgina Korick here, all they would need are 3 outs to finish the job, pick up a ton of win points. Gwen Svek is showing bunt, pulls back, throw down to first.
Well, and there is absolutely no wind tonight, by the way. The flags are just laying completely still out in the outfield, which is so different than what these athletes are used to facing. The windy conditions of the Windy City in Chicago, literally windy in Rosemont. Wind has been crazy and playing on a different field. Of course, this being a dirt infield, grass outfield compared to turf that they play on back home, but I'm sure the hitters are finally happy to see that there's no wind blowing straight in that their balls can fly into.
We're gonna have to drag the hitters onto the plane tomorrow.
Yeah, we want to go back to 200 down the lines and not a 40-mile-an-hour wind blowing straight in, knocking down our home run balls.
One-two from Korick, great pitch. One away, she gets Svekis. Little League Baseball Regional Championships all day on Friday. Don't want to miss those. Got Little League Baseball, Little League Softball, Athletes Unlimited on Saturday and Sunday. Full weekend in the Little League Baseball World Series starts August 16th on ESPN. So many great moments out of, especially like the mic'd up stuff with the kids, and oh, it's incredible.
It's the positivity and just the pureness of it. And again, going back to representing your community, I love that part of it. It's community-based softball where you're just living within miles of each other and representing your hometown.
That's what you see in a lot of player questionnaires too, is what are you most excited about? It's competing with my friends and representing our community. Rio to Flippin, lays down the bunt. Coric goes to first, and there's 2 outs. Flippin hoping she could put that down a line. Still moves Gibson into scoring position. Odyssey Alexander, the captain, with a chance to make the difference. Good spot from Coric on the outside corner. See if Odyssey decides to bring herself back out for another inning. Hits the outside corner.
It'll be interesting to see, too. And she struck out 2 times, both times looking. So I'm thinking maybe a little bit in her head right now. Now down 0-2 in this count.
A check swing foul. She'd love to put an exclamation point on this weekend, and I'm sure a lot of people in the crowd would love to see it from Odyssey. Georgina Coric has no intentions of that. Up and in.
Well, and a lot of points on the line here at the end of the game, too. These inning points are starting to add up, and then, of course, the win points. Tie game right now. These last innings are crucial.
80 points total to be decided. 50 for the game, 30 inning win points, just 20 at the moment. And that got Odyssey Alexander. Might be a conversation here. Aaron Dixon, the facilitator, out of the dugout to talk to our home plate umpire.
Georgina Coric is asking maybe if that pitch went through the strike zone or if it was in the river. Or if she... Yeah, I think it got her right there on the elbow, on her elbow guard, and she doesn't move into it. In fact, she actually moves out of the way of it last minute and tucking in that elbow and close to her body.
They are going to look at this.
If you're gonna get hit by a pitch, that's the way to get hit, just
right?
Grazed. We've seen some tough hit by pitches and experiences already this season.
I'm not sure Odyssey knew either. She didn't really react, and if it hit her on the pad and just grazed her, she probably didn't feel it. It's tough.
Yeah, it is hard to see, and that's when the ruling on the field is ever so important, that it is a hit by pitch ruled down on the field, and you have to have enough evidence to overturn it to say, nope, she 100% did not get hit by the pitch.
Our all-female umpiring crew and replay official this evening. And here comes the call after the review from Team Faremo. And she will stay at first base. So that gives Jordan Roberts a chance, who has struggled in this championship season but hit .421 in the shortened AUX season. That's her best average since 2020. She had 2 game MVP selections during AUX. Finished 16th. Comes through here, she could probably pick up some MVP votes as well. 1-0 pitch from Georgina Coric. Outside corner, strike 1.
Georgina Coric is just so stingy with the way that she pitches. I feel like that's the best word, because she just rarely brings a ball on the plate, makes a mistake, just doesn't happen very often. She makes you hit a good pitch that she throws, and upset with that last one, because that 1-1 count is the crucial one. You're either to get a strike, make it to a pitcher advantage, or to a hitter's advantage.
Up and in, gets the big swing for strike 2.
Such a good location, up and in on the hands of Jordan Roberts.
Big pitch here. Tie ball game, bottom of the 6th. And Roberts gets hit. Koruk immediately pointing here. And I believe they will bring Roberts back. That's not the way to get hit, by the way. We decided Odyssey's was the way. That is not the way to get hit as far as getting hit and not getting the base.
Yeah, I think they're going to say that she moved into the pitch and that pitch was on the river, or in the river, I should say, and I think that's a good call. If the ball is 100% in the batter's box, you don't have to move out of the way, and you can't move into the pitch like the way that Jordan Roberts does with her back knee. You can see her stick that knee in there.
Stays alive on the 3-2 pitch. You doing that? You sticking your knee out there?
My gut instinct was to always move out of the way.
I'm with
for
you.
sure. I never trained myself to just stay in and dig it. I see it coming. I'm like, I'm getting out of the way.
Cartwheeling out of the box. Jordan Roberts much tougher than we are. Swings through it. Big pitch from Koruk at 68 miles per hour. And they get out of the jam. To the 7th we go, all tied up at 3.
Hi, my name is Catherine Sandercock, and I love Justin Bieber.
And here is Catherine Sandercock. I'm not sure if she's still a believer or not, but she takes the circle in a big moment here. Tie game, superstar out of Florida State, played Little League, was a runner-up for McLean Little League out of Virginia. Mom Trish, talked to her and Kat's dad Colin earlier in this game. Catherine Sander, all the great moments of this past softball season. How about the perfect game to send them on to the Super Regionals against South Carolina for Kat Sandercock? She's made for the big moment.
Yeah, mom's probably thinking, man, when are these stressful moments as a pitcher's mom ever going to end for me? 10 years ago, they were stressful, and now here she is watching her daughter be a professional athlete in another stressful moment.
8-9-1 to face Sandercock here. How about this matchup? A little ACC rookie duel between Caroline Jacobson and Catherine Sandercock. Clemson versus Florida State. Did not go around, ball 1. mom, Trish, wearing the Florida State jersey of Catherine Sandercock. Of course, wore number 32 for the Seminoles. Jacobson swings through that for strike 2. Outside ball 2.
Kat Sandercock has gotten so comfortable in these late game moments. Had a lot of them at Florida State in her senior year this past season.
That was her debut at the pro level. Came in and got a multiple inning save and into a really tough spot as well. Had to get Haley McClenny out to get out of a jam. 3-2 pitch. Foul back.
Yeah, we'll mainly go to that drop ball that she likes to throw on both sides of the plate, mixed speeds, but like that rise ball has just been such a good setup pitch for her later on in her career and starting in her professional career. Able to jam up right-handed hitters with that rise ball up and in and then go to something else.
That's fouled straight back. What a great at-bat here from the 8-hole Jacobson. Hitting just 143 on the season, but her on-base percentage at 333. So she's put together really good at-bats. Walked 3 times entering tonight. Hit by a pitch as well. She's 0 for 2 with a couple groundouts this evening. 8th pitch coming. Got her swinging. Out number 1 in the 7th. We're joined on the other side by Georgina Korick for a chair chat. Georgina, thank you so much. Both of you coming into some high leverage situations in a close game right now. What's going through your mind as a pitcher, as a reliever versus starting a game?
I think it's really just coming in and doing your job. I don't know if you can tell, but I haven't really stopped sweating. It's a little muggy out here, so I'm more worried about keeping myself dry, keeping the ball dry, so that I can deliver some good pitches for my team.
George, I'm impressed that you are pitching in this game and came over and wanted to chat with us too. Usually you see a pitcher just get locked into the moment. And what is it about maybe your mindset that you're able to still be in a game and come chat with us?
I think sometimes pitchers can, good and bad, get stuck in our own little bubbles. Good job, sis. Which for some people is really important. For me, I like to be really engaged with my team. You see the circle in the middle of the field and sometimes it feels really enclosing. For me, I like to break out of it and talk to people a lot. So coming out here and talking to you guys about something outside of the field really helps me kind of put into perspective what I'm doing on the mound.
And with the Little League softball players being here in attendance and you guys went to their games yesterday, what's been your favorite moment of the past couple of days?
I think the coolest thing was I was at the game for, I believe it was West versus Central, when the pitcher, someone put down a bunt, kind of like that, and it was popped up and she made a diving catch in foul territory, and it literally felt like when I was watching Odyssey Alexander, obviously on Team Purple today, make that diving catch against OSU. It was just incredible. I was like, this is so cool, because softball is the softball no matter how old you are, whether you're 11 or whether you're 27. The game is really, really fun and it's really cool, and I think especially from the pro side, sometimes we can forget about that. Good pitch, Kat.
Georgina, we were both gushing over that play earlier tonight as well. You could be up here in the booth with us, but we appreciate the time.
Always. Please send me an invite anytime.
Thanks, George.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Georgina Korick, she's a stud. You could talk to her all day, not just about softball, but about everything. And she just got to watch Kat Sandercock mowing down batters right now. 2 up, 2 down here in the 7th. Mom's going to be a lot happier when she gets this 3rd out. There's the ground ball, first pitch swinging, and there you go, 1, 2, 3. Mom applauds, loving it. And Kat Sandercock gets the job done. Can her team finish it in the 7th? all tied up. 80 points on the line. 30 for the rollover inning points and 50 for the game. Team Alexander could take them all home right here. It has been the top of their order that has done the most damage. 1 through 5 tonight, 7 for 15. They've driven in all 3 runs for them. The rest of the lineup, 0 for 9. We start 9-1-2 in the order with the rookie Frankie Hamoudi. Odyssey Alexander was out in the on-deck circle talking to Hamoudi, gave her a hug before she came up to the plate, trying to give her some words of wisdom.
Georgina Korik's rise ball has been working today to these right-handed hitters.
You're right, though. She's stingy, almost like mathematical in a way with how precise she is with pitching, and you hear that when you talk to her about pitching.
Yes.
All of that attention to detail, she just completely gets it.
Very knowledgeable, and I think why it seems stingy too is because every pitch has an exact purpose within the at-bat.
There it is. Another strikeout for Korik in out number 1 of the 7th. Strikeout number 5, and now the top of the order for Team Alexander. Andrews, deep to left field, down at the warning track, and here comes Aaliyah around second base, but holds up with a 1-out double.
Aaliyah Andrews has had a great day at the plate. Scored a run back in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and I thought this one, if the wind would have been blowing out, could carry, was going to get out of here. Power slap, takes an outside pitch and drives it to that left center field wall. That just carried over Vic Hayward's head. They have to respect her power at times, but they are playing her so shallow, and Aaliyah Andrews reads that, goes to her power slap, thinking about 3, and slams on the brakes.
Let's go down to Savannah with more Aaliyah. Well, let's try and check in with Savannah again.
I was excited to see Aaliyah on turf. I was excited to see Aaliyah on dirt because it opens up a lot of different tools that she has. And I talked to her about this season spending a majority of it on turf in Rosemont and just how she's had to adapt to those skills. And I think that's what we really saw there is her having that power slap, like you mentioned, Amanda. It's something that she's developed and that she's worked on so that depending on the surface that she's on and now in the game situations that she's in, she can tap into those different skills that are best fit for the field she's on and the situation.
Kelsey Harshman in a great spot, Savannah, to try and bring her in. Somebody who's been really hot at the plate early in this season. Aaliyah's been swinging a great bat this summer. Whether it's been at AUX, hasn't been quite as hot here in the championship season, but still just under 300 for the year.
Well,
great with Team USA as well.
The best part now is that you have speed at second. That can win you the game in a lot of ways. Kelsey Harshman has been in the ball hard her first 2 at-bats and popped out there for the second out. You can tell she's frustrated, just been seeing the ball well, but frustrated with that swing, and Georgina Korik tied her up.
Well, here's Bubba. Showed off the clutch gene in Series 2 with a walk-off. Could she do it again? Big swing right there. I think that might have been on her mind. Korik ready with an 0-1. Nichols watches it.
That's doing your homework right there by Bubba Nichols. That's a pitch that all these right-handed hitters have been swinging at. She confidently took that pitch. She's looking for something down.
The end of the bat for Nichols. Foul, 2 strikes. Andrews at second, Nichols at the plate. Bubba 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. One of them was against Korick. One, 2. Inside, ball 2.
Another confident take.
And gets a really good piece of that, but foul.
Doesn't get any easier on deck, too. Daniel Gibson giving Bubba Nichols some protection right now.
Two again. Swing and miss. Korick gets it. What a pitch from Georgina Korick. And we are going to extras.
Georgina Korick has had 2 strikeouts in each inning that she has pitched in relief. None bigger than this one. Speed at second base in the game-winning run, and she shuts down the threat.
I had the greatest time playing Little League. I think that it's something really special just to play with girls from your hometown. And so I made a lot of really great friendships. Some of my teammates and I played together for, 10 years all the way through high school. Cool memories playing at the Little League World Series at Alpenrose Stadium, and they have the dairy farm right there. So every time we won a game, we would always get treated to ice cream. Just the support from back home was awesome. But I just loved my time at Little League.
10 years ago, Kat Sandercock was a Little League softball player pitching at the Little League World Series. Now she is a professional pitcher pitching at the Little League Softball World Series at an Athletes Unlimited pro game in front of other Little League softball players. It's really a full circle moment tonight as Kat Sandercock pitched in that top of the 7th inning for Team Alexander.
Mom was hoping maybe she could get a little run support there and not have to come back out here, pick up a nice win after a 1-2-3 inning. Just sorting everything out as we get set for the 8th inning. Hayward's going to go to second, the tiebreaker here in extras. One thing of note, if you are not familiar with Athletes Unlimited, no stat points will be accrued. There are no additional win points. It's just what's left. The 5th, 6th, and 7th all rolled over. So 30 on the line because of those, and then 50 for the game. So the next run, or the next team to win an inning, will win 80 points for everybody on their team. Vic Hayward at second base, 2, 3, 4 in the order coming up. Kelsey Stewart-Hunter is the leadoff batter. Strike one from Kat Sandercock. There it is. Only game win points will be awarded, and then they will vote for MVPs, and obviously those can still be affected by somebody being a late hero. Who will it be? Stuart Hunter down 0-2 in the count.
Well, Team Rainbow's bats have been awfully quiet these past few innings. The last hit that they had was that Sis Bates home run. Other than that, it's been 3 up, 3 down.
10 straight retired since that home run. 0-2 from Sandercock. Swing and a miss! And Stuart Hunter went over toward her dugout. Strikeout number 3 for Kat.
I guess we're gonna have to consider Kat Sandercock a rise ball pitcher now. A couple of strikeouts with her rise ball, known for her drop ball. We were talking about how her rise ball sets up her drop ball, but tonight it's been the opposite.
And now McClenny. Forward still just a ball into the grass from probably coming around to score. Kat working ahead, 0-1, line shot, Gibson over at third now. Not in time to double up Hayward, but 2 quick outs here for Kat Sandercock.
And Team Alexander shuffled around their defense a couple of innings ago, and Danielle Gibson found herself at third base, and Adesea Alexander over in right field. Reaction over at the hot corner, cat-like reactions.
Is that a little pun there for our pitcher?
Oh, that's funny.
Thinking about the amount of time you've spent in a booth in the last 3-4 days. You've been putting in some shifts.
Clock in, clock out.
I'll let the pun slide for now. Now behind to a very dangerous Deja Mulipola. Deja started this game off with a 2-run home run back in the first inning. Quickly, a response came from the other side, and Danielle Gibson to tie things in the bottom of the first. 2-0, outside ball 3. Are you putting her on first here?
At this point, yeah. But Tori can beat you with one swing at the bat too,
Yeah.
just like Deja can. She's on deck.
Does
that
get
was
strike one.
Yeah, that was good looking pitch down the part of the plate.
There's Tori Vidalis. That's one of the best bats in the league, no doubt. Can she fight back against Mulipola? 3-1 count, 2 away here in the top of the 8th. Ground ball, Gibson at third, and Sandercock gets out of it. A strikeout, a line out, and then fell behind, but gets Mulipola. Bottom of the 8th, another chance for Team Alexander to close the door after Kat Sandercock went 1-2-3 with that runner on second base. It'll be Danielle Gibson, 4-5-6. They are living it up in the stands still. This town has become used to extra inning games between the Little League Softball World Series and now Athletes Unlimited. Bubba Nichols on second, Danielle Gibson and Gwen Svekis the first two up, with Hannah Flippen waiting in the hole. There's Nichols. Georgina Korick trying to duplicate what Kat Sandercock did and keep that runner right there. Nine home runs tonight between the two games. Danielle Gibson had a 2-run shot back in the first. Shows bunt and pulls it back.
Being a team player, moved over to third base and made a couple of plays last half inning and then squaring around to bunt despite being 3 for 3 with a 2-run home run. Maybe just trying to pull in the infield a little bit, keep them on their toes. One swing away from winning this game with Bubba Nichols at second base.
1-1 count from Korick, outside ball 2. A lot of ground can be covered by this outfield wearing gold. Hayward, McClenny, Jacobson out there, plenty of range. Gibson with a huge cut through that pitch.
That rise ball has gotten so many swings and misses for Georgina Korick tonight.
Two. Inside ground ball right side and works as a sacrifice to put Nichols on third.
Yeah, that's a productive out right there. That's more than Team Framo could do whenever they had their chance.
Now Gwen Svekis. Korick entered this game in the 5th, has been lights out. 69 miles per hour on that first pitch strike to Svekis.
Pinpoint precision right now for Georgina.
Gwen fouls this one off, strike 2. Really both pitchers in the circle unfazed by the pressure of a tie game when they entered. The fact that now we're in extra innings so far. 0-2. Inside, Mulipola picks it up. Or did it hit Gwen Svekis? It did, so she will take first. It's 8 points, or normally it would be 8 points, but an extra is no stat points. I had to catch myself there. Let's take a look.
Just got top of her back foot.
First and third, now a conversation. What are they talking about right now in the circle?
I think they're trying to figure out if that actually hit her and she wants to use a challenge. Maybe thinking about it, just communicating, but again, just reminding that game-winning run is at third base. Gwen Svekis at first base literally doesn't matter. She could walk to second base, she could run, she could sprint. Her run does not matter. The only person that you're thinking about right now is Bubba Nichols at third base and how you prevent her from scoring.
Do you walk Flippen and load the bases here with Odyssey coming up? 0 for 3, few strikeouts.
I mean, Hannah's not looked great at the plate in this game either, so I'd probably try to get these next 2 outs between Hannah Flippen and Odyssey Alexander.
Okay.
Flip just hitting 111 coming into this game, not seeing the ball real well so far this season.
Again, 80 points on the line for the winning team in this game.
Well, and the question is if the bottom of the lineup can come through for Team Alexander. They've been so quiet tonight, but a chance to win it.
Gwen moves up to second. You said at the bottom of this order, 0 for 11. Flippen has a sack bunt. We've seen one squeeze play result in a win this year from Sierra Romero a couple weeks ago. Flippen pops it up on the infield. Exactly what Korick needed. for out number 2.
What a big second out that is. Jammed her up again. Georgina has been doing this all night long. Her screw, rise, and curveball are working. Really all 4 of the pitches that she likes to throw, mixing in that changeup too, have been working here in this game tonight.
Odyssey Alexander off the handle and into the stands for a foul ball. So often it seems like it comes down to the captain.
Well, think about how many points are riding on her at bat if she could get this done, especially because you get this done, your MVP points too.
Yep. 0-1, low, ball 1. Nichols on third. Waiting for somebody to bring her across. Korick pops the mid on the outside corner for strike 2. We have had a pitcher's duel really for most of this, but certainly these last 3 innings. Ground ball, McKinney has it. And to the 9th we go. All tied, 3 apiece. Korick and Sandercock going back and forth. Ninth inning we go, still 3 apiece between Team Faremo and Team Alexander. We have 8 hits, just 3 runs across though. Catherine Sandercock back in the circle for this 9th inning. 2 innings for her. So far 3 strikeouts and has not allowed a runner except for the extra inning tiebreaker runner. Let's go down to Savannah Collins.
But when I talked to Kat Sandercock's dad, Colin, earlier, we were pretty laid back, relaxed, because she wasn't pitching. He said that's usually how it goes when she's not in. But he's had to find a little bit of space by himself now that she's in this high-stress situation to finish out this game for her team. But if there is a situation that Kat Sandercock is comfortable, it is this one. She has done it in the semifinals of the Little League World Series. She's done it at the Women's College World Series. And she's done it at AU to close out a game for her team. And she is back in this situation right in front of the Little Leaguers that she has been before. So Colin Sandercock was like, I got to get some space. He had to find a spot to relax while his daughter is looking to get these 3 outs and try and close out this game for her team.
What a cool moment. How many of the former Little League players, there's 14 of them in this field of 60 players, and how many of them have made a big impact tonight? Now Catherine Sandercock, who was a runner-up long ago, could have the biggest impact if she can put up another 0 here.
The stress stays the same for the parents. It never gets easier and it never goes away. No matter how old your daughter is and she's out there competing, you are so nervous for her.
As Vidalis down 0-2. Tori fights that off to stay alive.
And it's actually much more nerve-wracking for the parents than it is for the players. Much harder to watch.
No control.
No control.
Abby Ramirez running in the place of Deja Mulipola at second base. Another 0-2 for Vidalis. Outside ball one.
It's like we went from all these home runs to then like all these strikeouts later in the game.
9 straight zeros put up in the last 9 half innings.
2 close games tonight.
This one could very well end the same score.
Wouldn't that be something? I remember it was the team that had the most hits in the last game that actually lost the game.
Torrey never an easy out, making it difficult on the rookie pitcher from Florida State. Swing and a miss. What a big out number 1.
So nervous. Kat Sandercock has had 4 strikeouts in this game, and 3 have been off of her rise ball. That pitch is working tonight. Nice pitch.
She just looks confident right now in the circle. It's the outside corner on the first pitch to McKinney. Team Paramo has sent now, this is the 5th batter to the plate, and that runner on second in the 8th and 9th hasn't moved yet. Oh, 1 to McKinney. Too far outside.
To your point, the last time an actual runner on base got to move, not including Sis Bates' home run, was all the way back in the top of the 3rd inning.
Alyssa Denham started this game, then Odyssey Alexander. Now Catherine Sandercock in her 3rd inning of work. Swing and a miss from McKinney. 1-2. She is grooving right now. They have retired the last 14. Can she get McKinney? Yes, she can. Squeezed by Svekis behind the plate. Strikeout number 5 for Sandercock.
It's like another strikeout on her rise ball. Moving a little up, a little away. Back-to-back strikeouts for Catherine Sandercock late in this game.
The winning pitcher between Corrick and Sandercock, somebody's going to have some MVP points coming their way big time. Delaney Wiz, still plenty of pop left toward the bottom of this order. Wiz in the 7 spot. 0 for 3 tonight. Signature rock from Catherine Sandercock. 0-1 pitch, ground ball. Did she do it again? Yes, she did. 1, 2, 3 for the 3rd straight inning for Sandercock and the 5th straight inning for this team. Mom and Dad, they can breathe for a moment. We're going to the bottom of the 9th. Second chance here in extras for Team Alexander with a runner on second base. They will have to get past Georgina Korick, though, and the duel continues between her and Kat Sandercock. Korick has gone 4 innings, just 2 hits, and has struck out 6. Got herself into a jam. Last inning, the runner advancing to third with 1 out, and then the hit by pitch of Savekis, and then a pop-up and a ground out to keep this game alive.
Yeah, she's had a runner at third base in less than 2 outs a couple of times in her outing, and has both times been able to get out of it.
Odyssey running at second. Jordan Roberts spins it back, and Mulipola almost caught that. It might have been the spin that actually affected her, because it looked like she had a bare hand to it.
That spun off the bat, then spun into and out of what looked like Mulipola's glove, or actually just over her head.
What a play that would have been, but 0-1 instead. Now Roberts maybe thinking to swing away. 1-1 count. There's Faith Canfield, the facilitator there, along with the rest of the team, hoping this is the last inning and they can pick up those 80 win points. 2-1. Inside, Roberts takes a big-time hack.
The only person that is laid off of that pitch is Bubba Nichols and her at bat. Ended up striking out, but probably had the best at bat off of Korick of the night.
Roberts learned there, let that one roll back. Long time ago, Alyssa Denham started this game.
It does seem like a long time ago.
3-2. Outside corner, strike 3, number 7 for Korick, and the 14th for this team.
Goes back to that curveball, paints the outside corner, didn't get the call earlier in the count, took note of it, brought that curveball just a touch bit more in, and strikes out Jordan Roberts looking.
You know, Gibson, the hitting mastermind, the hitting coach, coming out and talking to DJ Sanders here, who will get her first crack at it at the plate.
For Team Alexander, number 37, DJ Sanders.
The University of Oregon, started her career at Louisiana. She was the Sun Belt Conference Player of the Year and a first-team All-American. Korick gets the inside corner for strike 1. DJ transferred to Oregon, where she played on a team with Shannon Rhodes before she left for Texas, and Gwen Svekis. Up and in, ball 2.
See if you can have some fresh eyes in the box that maybe breaks things open for this Team Alexander team. And when I say break it open, I mean maybe win the game right here.
Catches that for strike 2.
He just looks so fooled by her tonight. Cannot pick up what it is that she's throwing. Going that rise ball up and in, and then her curve ball away.
DJ fights that off. You're right, just definitely off balance. Is it just a matter of her mixing pitches so effectively?
Yeah, I think she's just mixing really well, and it's tough when you have all 4 of your pitches working like she does tonight. It's not like the rise ball just looks like a blatant ball, and then she has to rely on her curve ball. You just can't figure out what's coming out of the hand right now. These hitters just cannot pick it up. And that rise ball is at a level right now where it looks really enticing and then continues to break up out of the zone, but not too much. And she's throwing it about a ball off the plate, too. She's not giving in to these hitters on the plate whatsoever.
She hasn't wasted much. She's been out there a while, but every pitch has felt like it has had a meaning. 8th one to DJ, popped up on the infield for McKinney, and 2 outs here. Strikeout and a pop-up for Coric. Back to the top of the order. Aaliyah Andrews doubled off the wall the last time up. That was back in the 7th.
I think this is exactly where she wants to be. I think oftentimes in this situation, she gets pinch hit for with the runner in scoring position and doubted, but in AUX season, she stepped up. Another rise ball, swing and miss there, but Aaliyah Andrews has had one of the best hits off of Coric. She's only given up 2.
Aaliyah led the AUX season with 7 games of 100 or more points. One of the best hitters during that shortened season. Went with Team USA to the WVSC World Cup qualifier in Dublin. Down in the count 0-2. Into center field, in comes McClenny. Long run, it's down! Here comes Odyssey, she scores, and Aaliyah Andrews walks it off for Team Alexander. An 80-point swing and maybe many more for Aaliyah Andrews as we end this game 4-3, just like the first one.
In her last at-bat, she hit it over the outfielder's head because they were playing her so shallow. This at-bat, they play further back, so that didn't happen again, and she beats them in front of them. Aaliyah Andrews again comes through with runners in scoring position and wins this game for Team Alexander.
Odyssey scores the winning run. She went 4 innings, only gave up 1, struck out 3. Kat Sandercock, 3 innings, 5 strikeouts. What a performance, and they beat Team Faremo 4-3. For Amanda Scarborough, Savannah Collins, our entire crew, I'm Chucky Kemp. Coming up next, the USL Championship from Colorado Springs.